The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
La 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 la. I represent Bahamian people. I from Thomas, bigger Bintan, bro. Where I from Bintan, bro. The rest in Augusta, where them two road meet, they call it Wilkinson Street. Manners and respect was like a sign blank check. It seems the ones that coming after quick to disrespect. You see, this life in the ghetto never easy. Hungry days break till it breathe me. Way I doing the best I can, trying to turn my dollar to 100 grand. I represent the ghetto people. I from Nassau, Bahamas, bigger Bintan, bro. Where I from Bintan, bro. Don't take no back talk, no bribe or no joke. If you find fire, you definitely find smoke. Bintan, bro. Where I from Bintan, bro. Bintan, I say up and running. Caliban say my boy don't ever give in. 7 years of farm and watch the crops them coming. True they see a humble thing, the lion sleeping. But they ain't for no reason. Only God that I believe in, living. Watch them only pass through for a season. Cutlass, I go weed them. I represent the ghetto people. I from Nassau, Bahamas, bigger Bintan, bro. Where I from Bintan, bro. Don't take no back talk, no bribe or no joke. If you
Good night, Bahamas, and welcome to another edition of Inside the Inner City that premieres every Friday at 6:30 to 8 p.m. on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. I am your host, Valentino, a.k.a. Scrooge or Scroogey, or Governor or MP, host of the talk show Inside the Inner City. Numbers tonight are 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. You can text us, powered by BTC, at 422-GR96. And again, to each and every one of you who are tuning in, thank you very much. And I appreciate all the comments that you guys give to me as I'm walking through the inner city and around town, for your contribution to the show. I am humbly very grateful. And I hope that I continue to do good on the airwaves and be as fair as possible, honest as possible, neutral as possible, and just continue to have a good conversation to see how we can improve the living condition in the Bahama land, because we are going through a phase in our history where we have to really take a look at ourselves and see how much as possible we can reduce poverty. And the major issue that we're going to do that if we identify the problem and try to fix it by having a comprehensive conversation. So today's show, we're going to talk about a lot of things that has been happening around the news. Sometimes it's inside the inner city, talk about the major stories that are happening around the country, because it ties into what happens in our inner city community, what makes it tick. It also affects us, and we like to be a part of that, and we like to mix it up. We're going to talk today about the new ambassador to the Bahamas, former NFL running back Herschel Walker. He is making a suggestion to the Bahamian government to drop the China deal, and he says the United States of America is ready to work with the Bahamas to secure a better hospital deal, which I think, I don't know. I think it's a balance of power. I guess that America feels like they're losing their influence on the Western Hemisphere. And that basically is the Caribbean, with all the major Caribbean countries that are part of CARICOM. And they want to keep their dominance in this part of the world. And they're suggesting to the Bahamas government that, drop the China deal and they're ready to work with us. I heard the Minister of Health, Honorable Michael Dowell, speak on the matter. And then I heard the Honorable Prime Minister gave his response to the new ambassador to the Bahamas, Mr. Herschel Walker, and the Prime Minister made it quite clear that they were in talks with the United States of America for a very, very long time, and they didn't fit the criteria. So the government had to look elsewhere, and they decided to partnership with China, who has agreed to finance and I guess help build the new hospital, which is an urgent need in our country. There are complaints about the location of the hospital because of the flooding happening in the area. And Papal Tract and residents of that community, that is the community that Ambassador Sabas Bastian is looking to claim so that he could be the next member of parliament for Charlotte. We have former member of parliament Travis Robertson, who was himself fighting for that seat. And then we have two other candidates, an independent candidate, I think a coalition of independent candidates fighting for the Fort Charlotte seat, looking to secure that seat. And at the same time, concerns for the community has to be addressed because they're saying that where the hospital is going to be constructed, it is in an area where we have the well fields, and during flooding times, the wells is like a drain off for that particular area because, it has high flooding. But those wells are being there for close to about 50, 60 years. It has been closed down for a little while, but it still serves the community a great purpose. And I listened to Minister of Health, Michael Dowell. He assured the BM in public that they have considered all options, that they're going to enhance the wells, they're going to clean them out, they're going to make sure that the runoff is even better. I guess they're cleaning them because I passed a few times as I'm going around that way. I'm passing the community center that Leslie Miller brothers run, the drug rehab place. And when you're passing through there, you could see, as you're turning left and then you're going right, you could see the drains are being cleaned. They have not been cleaned for a very long time. And they would have freshwater fish in there. And them drains run from there straight to Papal Tract. And even further, in some parts going out east. As a little boys, we used to ride our bikes in the back of a telco. And we would see the wells dig out, and inside those wells are frogs and freshwater fish. And from time to time, you could see how it connect. So yes, he gave a surety that the drains and stuff like that will not be affected. And to me, when it comes to the hospital, there are many complaints, but I do believe we need a new hospital. I believe we need much more. But it's a step in the right direction. You got to give the government a thumbs up, even though it's supposed to be done 20, 30 years ago by previous administration before, because we know that the conditions now at Princess Margaret Hospital are deplorable. And honestly speaking, I was listening to the health minister. Once the new hospital is constructed, this would take the pressure off Princess Margaret Hospital, and they can move certain wards out of Princess Margaret Hospital to give space so that they can do further renovation at the Princess Margaret Hospital. When you take a look at the hospital, like I've always said this, I'm just a citizen, but as a citizen living in an inner city community, I listen to the cries of the citizen. I have first-hand experience of going in the hospital as a young boy, sneaking through the hospital on our way to Port St. Dog to go to do fishing. We would normally walk through the hospital, walk down to the morgue. These are things we would do, because we were curious as young men. And we would see all these stuff, and we would walk through the hospital, sneak through the hospital, sometimes through the wards, and et cetera, ducking security, and et cetera. And, it was kind of bad back then. And I think that it's by time that the Bahamian people are treated with dignity and respect when it comes to our health care and when it comes to our hospital. Because when we listen to the complaints over the years from so many different people who have complained about their loved ones being mistreated or they was neglected, and then we had the strikes with the nurses complaining about their back pay. There just recently was a strike last week. Reading the newspaper, the government stated that those nurses will be paid with their back pay, even though the Prime Minister said he was disappointed. But I can understand the reason why the nurse them would deny health care to a lot of individuals in the hospital because, it's very difficult in our country when you look at the profession of nursing, because we really underpaid, and a lot of people would say, well, these nurses, them go into this field knowing that when they go into this field, it's a field of passion, caring, and loving, and etc. Yes, it is, and I do agree. And there are nurses who have taken this sworn, like Constitution. They take a Constitution, they swear the Constitution, they make a pledge to uphold people over themselves, just like the police and the government. They hold in that standard. And many of them do. But the problem is, when you're underpaid and you're bills yourself, and then the volume of patients coming in the hospital with incurable diseases is overwhelming for these nurses. They are understaffed, they are overworked, they are underpaid. And we have to be creative, because I always look at what is a plus. Sometimes we look at foreigners and say, we don't need foreigners in the country. Well, it's like this. If the nurses them have a sickle, or they decided not to come to work because of back pay, and people are left on the ward, we should always have a backup plan in place. Why is the nurses them disputing their dispute? We should have alternative measures. Alternative measures means we have a partnership in many different Caribbean countries in the healthcare industry, nurses, doctors, and we have them from Cuba, we have them from the Philippines, we have them from Guyana. I see in Dr. Dawud saying they're looking to bring some doctors and nurses and retired nurses who here in the Bahamas, who they're looking to bring back to fill the void, which I totally agree. But think about this. When you have citizens who live in the land, I'm talking about nurses, who treat Bahamian people, after a while of the overwork, you become immune to your profession. Means that even though this person is a patient, right, and we understand that, you look at it as, the nurse would look at it as just somebody else who they attended to. They get used and they don't watch faces. So eventually they become immune. So when you have healthcare professionals who are little, I'm not saying our nurses is not kind. I'm not saying they're not caring, I'm just saying that when you look at nurses and like Cuba and the Philippines, the way how they address patients at the Princess Margaret Hospital, for a prime example. They would do it with due care. They would do it with a passion, you know. They would do it in a way where even the patients themselves would appreciate the way how they're treated in the Princess Margaret Hospital. And this is not a knock on our nurses. I'm just showing you from these people's perspective and their field and their country. This is their profession. So when they leave their country, they want to make their country proud. When they go in a foreign land, they want to do the best they can in the medical field to give the country a good name when it comes to standard on the healthcare industry. And the nurses and doctors from the Philippines and Cuba and wherever they come from, they are needed here in the country. We might complain all we want, but they pick up the slack. When our nurses and doctors are going on strike, which they totally, I would agree 100%, they should, if they're underpaid, if they're overworked and they want their back pay, because they're civil servants just like anyone. And like I said, there's a volume of people with chronically ill diseases, surgeries, you know, that is on a regular basis by the hospital, and it's just be too much for our nurses and doctors to handle. So this would be like a relief to have nurses and doctors who come from other countries to come in our country and to help its citizens, because they bring something to the table. You understand? Some of them are known for their expertise. Cubans are known for heirs. They have some of the best doctors, nurses in the world. You know, the Filipinos themselves, they are kind, they're considerate. You know, they are working with the Bahamian nurses. They are working with the Bahamian doctors. You know, they treat the Bahamian patients real good. So it's good to have a mixture of healthcare professionals in your country. So what we don't make up for, they will make up for. All right? So, yeah. So to me, we need the new hospital, regardless of how we can complain about the water levels when it flood. We need new hospitals, Bahamians. Until we could get our health care crisis under control in the country, we need new clinics. I see the government has been building new clinics in many of the family islands, a few of the family islands in here in Nassau and Providence as well. That's a plus to take the pressure off Princess Margaret Hospital. You know, if we could have residents in a particular community go to that clinic and take the pressure off the Princess Margaret Hospital, this alone would take the stress of a lot of nurses and doctors at Princess Margaret Hospital, and it'll give our nurses and doctors who are qualified to probably run these particular clinics, and we'd see a better production, you know, because now they're here and they're getting a higher pay and they're utilizing their skills and they're not overstaffed or overworked. This would be great for us. And the reasons why I say our health crisis, we high in diabetes, we high in cancer, obesity, chronically ill diseases. You know, we had a lot of strain with the random homicides occurring in our country, attempted murders. We have a high increase in traffic fatalities or traffic accident. So all this combined together causes a shortage of bed in the hospital. And with all of these shooting and accident happening simultaneously, it is hard for the doctors and nurses to pay attention to all the trauma that is coming in an accident and emergency. So that's why we need different hospitals, clinics around the country, and have Bahamian nurses along with foreign nurses here in our country. But the one thing we must do at all times is to protect our Bahamian nurses, make sure that they continue to get the right amount of pay, but also make sure that they perform at the highest level because they get the best insurance as well. Because we don't want to leave them out. We want to keep the Bahamian nurses and doctors employed, but at the same time, they have to be able to perform at a high level as best as possible to serve the Bahamian people. So we have to teach education on how to reduce sugar intake, to reduce the number of patients at a young age being admitted to the Princess Margaret Hospital for diseases that can be avoided through a healthy living, means a healthy lifestyle, where we teach our kids in the primary schools and the junior school how possible they eat healthy and what is affecting them, so that we could reduce them from taking so many sugary and starchy substance and fatty substance in our country, so that they won't become obese and have high blood pressure and hypertension in the country. So it's about education. We have to prevent it, and we also have to have the facilities to be able to deal with the volume of people chronically ill in the country. We're going to take this call on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Good night to you.
Good night, Scrooge. How you doing, man?
I'm good night. I'm fine.
Yeah. Hey, Scrooge.
Yes, sir.
You know we are a Christian nation. You know that, right?
Yes, sir. It's supposed to be a Christian nation.
Mm-hmm. But you know we like rum too much too, right? Scrooge.
Yes, sir.
You see all these diabetes and all these funny things like that, right?
Yes, sir.
You like rum too much, man. People like rum too much in beer and all, alcohol.
Yes.
You know, and no one is, I mean, like, that's all right.
Yes.
You know?
And our kids are actually consuming alcohol at a young age now,
man.
because of stress. They don't have no future. So we have to talk to them and educate them about the consequences of consuming a lot of, like you say, sugary food.
Yeah, and also don't forget the McDonald's and Wendy's and fast food, because women don't like cook either.
Yeah, we all know that that's give obesity, and it's not healthy. You know, we eat that once in a while, like going on the beach.
No, man. You realize women don't cook no more. I mean, want to do it on the cook, right? But guess what? You go any place where other woman cooking food, and a woman right stand before everyone on the line and thing like that, they buying food. It's amazing a woman could eat from other women, but then a woman don't want no other woman food is they buying. That's be debate.
Yeah.
They ain't even interested in cooking. All they want but
fast food.
Blanket,
I understand what you're saying, and that would cause obesity and cause the chronically ill diseases. You're correct. Everything is just fast food now. Buying your kids Kentucky, McDonald's
and
for
they ain't
breakfast.
getting better.
No.
Ain't getting better.
And that.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but Scrooge, the hospital thing, are you saying being in the hospital that's a good thing? You really think that's a good thing?
Well, let's say we don't have the hospital. Let's say take it out of the equation and we're not going to build the hospital. What you going to say then?
But that be being better going to be.
No, just take it away. Just say we're not going to do nothing. We're just going to leave the Princess Margaret Hospital as it is.
No. You got to listen to what the big Papa says to the north, you know. Well, you better try to stop that deal. Don't mind Brave saying he done that done gone through. Watch and see what that thing right back over. Let's guess what. We can't afford to be playing no geopolitics and things with no stupidness, because in the election coming and we need extra money and things to make it look like, yeah, we do this, we do that. If we get kicked out or whatever, don't make it difference, because we still got some money. You know, this ain't making no sense, man. Because guess what? Once you see the U.S., see how long we didn't have an ambassador?
About 15 years,
right?
Oh, close to 15 years.
You know, and guess what? And we have been running just anything. When we had the last ambassador, he was vocal also. Remember him, right?
Yeah.
He was very vocal, right? And the Bahamas government had to pay heed. And the Bahamas government needed to pay heed, because guess what? The politicians, they got enough money to figure they could go to France or wherever they live, you know, when things go down. Right? But we got to be here, right? And all they doing is mixing us up and mingling us up with a bunch of people who maybe even belong here. We're cutting all kind of funny deals with all kind of countries that, I mean, we all know that America and China, I mean, America cut deal with China, they know what they got going on, right? But if America didn't want us to cut certain deal and things like that, you better listen, because guess what? Right now, America ain't playing. You realize that, you realize right now, all the barbecue, them, they better watch themselves in Haiti. They better humble themselves right now. Because Trump already got them things surrounded with worship, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and see, we got to wake up, because guess what? Some of the things, we treating Haiti like it's a part of the Bahamas. How much time Bahamas they fly there? And how much islands the Bahamas they don't fly to? And the people in Slanty can't even get to Nassau because they're being in. You think Bahamas is designed for that? Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
And maybe you got to come out here, even got freight service, $1.35 a pound.
How all this
Freight service
happening?
80.
How all this happening in the country? It has to be some type of international agreement we sign.
Well, you got to understand foreign affairs ministers, and they cut the deal and thing, and they fixing up. They say, oh, this is one people. They mix up in their mind. That man, he done burn our constitution,
Oh, Lord. Yes, sir. All right, thank you. He is saying that, we don't need a new hospital, that we should listen to the United States of America. I mean, we're a sovereign nation, and, he has his opinion, and everyone else has their opinion, We all have our opinion, and say we don't need a hospital. If we don't need a new hospital, boy, I don't know what we need. If we don't need a new hospital, now I can understand that what he's saying, that, seems that the government trying to make it seem like they're doing something, working with the Chinese, and et cetera, et cetera. So I know the same sketchy, but for me as a nationalist means I know the country needs a new hospital. I know the country needs a new morgue, So if we don't need a new hospital, then we don't need a new morgue. We are people whose bodies can't even be identified in the morgue because the morgue was not in good working condition. So we do need stuff, We need to get America to build us a new morgue. Now, if they want to come down in partnership and build us a new morgue, we'd be more than happy because we definitely need a new morgue. These things the Obama's government can agree on. I understand where the Prime Minister is coming from. A contract has been already signed. They look at all the avenues and they decided to work with the Chinese. It's the government decision, even though they work for us, but they make the major decision for us, even though they say it's our decision and they're looking over our best interests. But we all know that it's a government decision. They take a look at it. And we know there's a war between the United States, China, and Russia. All of this is just to claim dominance over the remaining Caribbean countries to make sure that they don't leave and go and do more business with China. You can see, we give you a better deal. This is competition here, okay? This is war, but there's different type of war, okay? This is competition here. United States want to keep their dominance over this region, and that's what it's all about. Yes, the government has decided to work with the Chinese government. What's wrong with that if they supporting the money? We might have to pay back. Yes. And it might be the taxpayers. Yes. But we don't make these decisions. But I know we need a hospital, and all I want to see is we need a hospital to deal with the growing problems that we have been facing in the country for so many years. I want to see improvements. We just need for our government to teach healthy living, provide us with the most healthiest set of food. Let's teach our kids, because it's going to take a long time to educate, because we have been stuck on fast food and eating bad for so long that it's going to be hard to break out. And the food that we eat is what gets us in problem today at the hospital. So we have to teach. We have to find preventative measures on how to combat bad eating in our country and educate on healthy living in our country. We're going to take the next call. Go ahead, caller. You're on Inside Inner City on Guardian Radio.
Hey, good day, Scrooge.
Good day to you.
All right, Poppy, and good day to your listeners.
Yes, Papa.
Yes, sir. Scrooge.
Yes, sir.
I want to say something about the F-10 report, right? But let me deal with this.
Go ahead.
With the hospital, why?
Go ahead, man. You rub it in, Papa, man. Go ahead. You slept too. Go ahead, Papa. Rub it in.
Right. So I was thinking, first I was saying it would be good was the suggestion what the ambassador give to our prime minister and our government to reconsider that deal with China and look at America on giving them a better deal, even that we'll have more than 50% of Bahamians working on it. Everything will be sweeter. I say let's sweeten the pot, Mr. Herschel Walker, by adding in Princess Margaret Hospital with it too. Not just fix the morgue.
Yes.
Fix the morgue, what I was suggesting for Rand Memorial and Nassau or the cafeteria in Nassau. But help us out with Rand Memorial, Princess Margaret.
Right.
Help us out with that. America could do it.
Yes.
I personally feel like America and the Bahamas is one. Now, I appreciate everything China doing and all that stuff. I agree with the people who say China should CYC. China can help us in many things. That money we borrow from the government of the Bahamas could work along with them to see if we could provide solar with energy for the poor people all over this country for little or nothing, not
Yes.
for free,
Yes.
but a little something, since we done made the deal with them and everything. But let's reconsider. I say, don't make Donald Trump mad. it might sound like we bowing or who's Donald Trump. This ain't the time for it. We ain't got no time to get in no war. All our life we been living right here close to America. We get families there too. We be like one with them. You think we get any time for Donald Trump to trip out on us? and he liked the Bahamas too, but he would trip out if we play crazy. It ain't gonna hurt for us to get a better deal. A better deal, yes, I understand. When we was trying to work with them, they was flunking and they didn't give us the deal, so we end up going to China or whatsoever. But since they making it more Pacific and letting us know how they feel, they need us to reconsider, and knowing how Donald Trump carrying on now, we don't want getting that. So we need to reconsider, and hopefully, Mr. Herschel Walker, whilst you're waiting for the Prime Minister to respond if he can reconsider or not. Like I say, Ryan Memorial have a problem over there with the morgue. Nassau, Bahamas, the capital, we have a problem here. Our cafeteria ain't working for whatsoever reason. They say the economy good and all that, but we can't get there. These important things what we need done. Well, I don't know about all of us, but I believe the majority of us right-thinking Bahamians kind of should agree with Mr. Walker saying that we could get a better deal. It ain't going to reconsider it. Not saying that when the Prime Minister make a decision, we shouldn't support it. Yes, we should stand with our Prime Minister. I mean, the circumstances we living in this world right now, who can go forward with Donald Trump? We is one, we live right here. All us is one. We there, close Prime Minister. We get a better deal. You got more Bahamians working and making the money, and all this 50-50 sound like some kind of agreement or law in China. What we got to live by? So no, we ain't for that. No to that. The Epstein matter, what was reported in the news yesterday, sound like it connected with the Bahamas. It connected with the Bahamas.
And he was over here, and Epstein used to visit over here.
But I didn't know that. I didn't even know about him, how powerful he was. We get a lot of rich, powerful people staying here, still here right now.
But the politician know.
They can be mixed up in all kind of good stuff or bad stuff.
And the politician
they bringing it to our attention and the files out, right? And they calling these Bahamian names and stuff like that. I think the Bahamian people, everyone who names being called are innocent until proven guilty.
Oh.
We got to look at it that way. Now, we can't say they're innocent. Just how we can't say they're guilty, we can't say they're innocent. You understand what I said?
Yes, sir.
But they have the. I feel like in the Bahamas here, we appreciate. And guess what? They look like they call a lot of the, not just one or two web shop people names. They call about 3 of them, I guess.
So why so close to the general election? Ask yourself the question. Why Herschel Walker all of a sudden saying this now? I want you to pick up on the line.
It ain't Herschel Walker. It's the movement. It's a V2 movement in America. With demand that Donald Trump, all of former President Clinton them and stuff and his wife, they have to answer. I'm saying to you, in the Bahamas here, I wonder if we have the V2 movement also over here. Should we expect these women who's be coming out talking about trafficking women and stuff like that to speak out and demand answers, like how King Charles did with his brother, or the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom deal with one of his appointees the other day, say since his name get called in it. Should we expect the V2 movement, if we have it in the Bahamas, or the women, them who's be fighting for women's rights and trafficking, to demand that these people, them, have to answer different from a statement that they don't talk fool and all of that?
Why, if they can answer the Peter Knight God, we heard the reports of how he was sexually assaulting a lot of...
these people above the law.
So he was here for many years, right?
So they above the law.
And we heard some people file sexual assault charges against him that was never properly investigated. And he was doing that for years, and look what happened. He had to get locked up outside the Bahamas. Now he's serving time in a New York prison, right?
So these people are above the law.
Well, it right there, and he was using a vacuum, and he had a judge order from the Supreme Court not to vacuum off Jaws Beach, and he had a vacuum running from his key to Jaws Beach, even though there was a Supreme Court injunction.
So they finally caught up with him, and he's spending time. He had to sit down with the FBI and talk with them.
Yeah, you listened to the whole thing, and you heard.
So you don't think these people whose names are being called need to go sit down with the FBI and talk with them and sort this out?
I mean,
especially if you was a candidate in the next coming up election.
Well, if you heard, they said that even though these person names were called.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Yes. But I mean, I can understand. You can understand some things too as well, A lot of people going to Epstein Island to chill out. Not everyone going there to do all those hickey stuff. That's for the party. Sometimes people just invite you to certain events,
Because you're rich or you're...
Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. Yes, that's what happened,
Yes,
And
yes. It mean that you...
That don't mean... No, because you're famous, you're rich and famous, so you
So
people...
we can understand them being invited.
Yeah, sometimes that can happen, just like that. That don't mean they're necessarily involved in certain things, you know what I mean?
But they have to answer to the people, especially if you want to come and talk, but you want to get in our politics and want to be prime minister, though.
I agree, and these things are just showing up now because someone is behind the doors exposing these things because why? Again, they're indicating us that...
You really believe it, like, really kind of... It ain't personal against one person. You don't think it's a collective thing against these rich and powerful people who've been doing things what we didn't know about and how they take advantage of the poor and have these private to do these...
Yes, Rachel in the Bahamas. Yes, huh? Rachel. Yes, it is. That's what's happening, Rachel in the Bahamas.
I don't think no one should take it personal. I think I don't want to mix God up in it, but they being exposed. They're being exposed for who they is and what they be dealing with. Listen to me. Not everyone innocent.
No.
And not everybody guilty.
Yes.
But they have to answer.
You get guilty by association as well. Because I could be in a car and a person is carrying a gun. I'm not carrying a gun, but they're carrying a gun or carrying the drugs. And when the police pull us over, if they find the gun, what happened? Even though I'm not carrying the gun or the drugs, well, we got to go in the station, right? And I have to spend the same 4 days. And if I don't talk, and if the police don't believe me, I get charged as well.
Well, I can listen to see if I hear the V2 movement or these women in the moves be talking and see if they have anything to say.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, Papa. But one thing, but Papa...
Just make sure them could help us with the morgue and the cafeteria.
Yeah, we need help with the morgue.
I hope the Prime Minister could reconsider it.
Yeah, the morgue.
On a real note, I hope it's handleless and the people around him don't be encouraging him, tell him, but you done made that decision, don't listen to him, baby. You don't want to get in no trouble with Mr. Davis. And you have a whole election coming up, man. Come on. We can still do
I know. Honestly, I don't think he could take it back because it's already a sign. If you listen to him when he gave his speech, it's already a sign. You can't take those heads of agreement. It's now impossible. It's now impossible. Not even America can break that. Not even America and the Prime Minister can break that because it's already signed. And things are in negotiation.
Yeah.
It's going to be very difficult.
Huh?
It's going to be very difficult if he already signed on the dotted line. Very difficult.
Yeah, I believe it's difficult, but I believe some kind of clause in there they leave that either one of them could back up with whatever we got to pay.
Yeah.
America can help us. But this ain't about money, baby.
Yeah. But all this is warfare, you know.
The Bahamas and America is one, and if Bahamas need help, just like how they be helping us all over the years, they can be there to help us. All right, they can give us a better deal. What you mean 50-50 being in and Chinese coming, all them millions of billions. Tell China go help the rest of the Caribbean who might need. They help just as much as us or more. But in the meantime, we want at least 80 or 90% of Bahamians them making the money. All of this restriction to borrow their money and interest and all that stuff. If America giving us a better deal, Mr. Prime Minister, you don't have to be a rocket scientist or the smartest man in the world to understand. It ain't gonna hurt to reconsider or go sit down and talk with America to see if we could get a better deal so we don't be in no bad terms with them and leave everything else to God. Yes, Trump ain't God, but leave it to God. Do the right thing. All
right. Thanks for calling. We're going to take this next call and then we're going to play the clip and then continue conversation. Go ahead, caller. You're on Inside Inner City on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
What's good on Scrooge?
Hey, what does this sound like, Chris?
No, man.
All right, go ahead, caller.
It's your boy, but I don't call my name. But I ain't talk to you from 26 coming to place.
Okay, brother. Go ahead.
But Scroogey,
hey,
like what y'all just talking about just now, right?
Yeah.
When it relates to, people I could be with a thief, right? But that ain't necessarily make me a thief, right?
Right.
But here's what that do, right?
Character.
That cause my character
Yes.
should be damaged for associating with a thief.
You're correct.
But that ain't make me no thief.
No.
Is that? So I said that to say those guys, what names was calling that Epstein situation, because this worldwide, and a lot of people, a lot of high-ranking officials fallen because of it, right? So for your name to be on that, right, that don't mean that you was doing the things Epstein might have been doing, you know.
No, that's right.
I ain't saying that. But because you on that list,
you get invited, yes.
that right? You connected with the type of
Yes. Yes.
people were doing them things.
Yes.
Right? So, one could then say birds of a feather flock together. Because chickens and crows don't be together, eh? Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so see, this thing ain't hard to figure out. But
Yeah.
see, in the Bahamas, we are Bahamians and our politicians, right, are spin doctors, right? Bahamians, we could spend anything, and right, especially if it's for somebody we love.
Yeah.
We could spend that, right? See, but this matter right here is greater than emotional love for people. This is about
Character and yes.
yeah, and for the country and for the future,
National.
Bahamians,
National.
right? See, the Bahamas is bigger than Bahamians.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
But when we can try to grow Bahamians to be bigger than the Bahamas, man, that can cause problems.
Yes.
You know?
No one person is supposed to be above the nation.
No, ain't nobody supposed to be bigger than the Bahamas because you was born here. The Bahamas wasn't born in you. You was born in the Bahamas.
Yes.
Right? So that means you ain't never supposed to show yourself bigger than the Bahamas, man. Right? But I say that to say this. Those people that like we could agree again. Not because you was be with a thief mean that you was a thief.
Yes.
But your character
Yes.
is damaged because you jock with a thief.
You
Right?
become a person of interest.
If you really this thief or not.
Yeah, you become a person of interest.
Yeah, you become a person of interest, and that's all it is. Because again, but that type of character to be affiliated with, it isn't. You know, we shouldn't really encourage nobody what affiliate, whether it's my brother or my sister.
You know, caller, you're saying that you believe that as an individual right now, I limit my space on who I hang around because I know I'm on radio and I'm trying to change, not say trying to change my lifestyle. I'm trying to set a character.
Yeah.
And I separate myself. You understand? I don't go to certain parties because I know that party there has certain individuals who toting gun. And I say, hold on, that is not for me. I don't want to be around that.
No.
Because when they fire off this gun, the police come, they're going to carry you on and you lock up. You understand what I'm saying? So character is correct. Don't put yourself in a position when you know someone's character is not fitting. You know,
that's what I'm playing right there, Scrooge,
Yes.
because every day,
yes, sir.
when we conscious of the type of character we
Yes.
might have had, right, we try to work to improve the character because that's something we're not interested in.
Yes.
Right? And just like you said, if I trying to improve my character, right, I ain't going to go hang around people who still have the character that they trying to improve from.
No.
You see?
No. And
Right?
here's
I can cross the road with these people that miss who character I trying to get like.
some older people who sitting on there having conversation on how they're going to plan how they're going to do business together and etc. Positive people.
And this is why they just say birds of a feather
flock together.
flock together.
Yes, sir.
Continue doing a good job, man. You know. And, hey, but before we go, right? If I get in the hospital.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Right now, when it relates to the hospital, right?
Yes, sir.
The hospital. What is not being said, right, is that the hospital, the control of the hospital can be in Beijing, right? Right, they can control the hospital until we pay for it, right? And that's never, because we can never be able to pay back for the hospital, right? That's how the Chinese have said their deals.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Because let me give you an example. We can't find money now to run the Princess Margaret efficiently, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means we can have to keep finding money to even put
Keep it operational.
To
keep it operational.
Right?
Yes.
So if we have to be finding money to put in the hospital rather than the hospital being able to contribute to its own bill, when we can pay for the hospital? We ain't gonna never pay for that, Scroogey.
No, where we?
Right? Right. So this is why the U.S. is upset with us, right? Because they saw the deal what was signed, you know, and the deal it doesn't even have the Bahamas government in charge of that facility once it's built. The Chinese still can be in charge of that. So what type of sovereign nation can put a critical facility in the hands of a foreign nation to run and manage and all the rest of them crap, right? And then this being just any type of facility, this a facility to bring newborns in the Bahamas.
So you're trying to talk about we got to be careful. You want to say you got to be careful. You were genochromate. You were trying to say genochromate. You take the.
This real.
Yes, you're right. I understand where you come up. It's right. Listen, let me just say this. I'm glad you brought that up, right? Because we got to be very careful who we allow in the country. You understand? He's making some valid point. Do you know that in America there are over 100,000+ people go missing in America, in Canada, and places like that? Children. So some of the things you see Donald Trump's doing in this country is because a lot of children go missing, and is that what do you call it? Yes, that go missing. Yeah. Worldwide goes missing, never to be found again.
Bahamas.
And then you never know. Human trafficking, all these things are connected. Some cases, hospitals are involved where they're taking people gerochrome and with all that stuff, with babies and stuff like that, babies, umbilical cord and all this stuff, so that satanic organization can do rituals to use the babies, them, because that's the fountain of youth. And that's get them young. Remember when Peter Nygaard was over here, he talking about the stem cell, and him and Mr. Christie was going at it? When Peter Nygaard said he bring stem cell, and then Mr. Christie said, no, I, the Prime Minister, and I brought it down. You see how young they were looking?
Yeah.
Because they were taking injection, and all that goes to geochrome technology. So we got to be very careful, people, what's going around the world. Hundreds of thousands of people go missing in these countries who have the best set of beliefs in the world, and children go missing.
We shouldn't allow that to happen because, as a nation and a sovereign nation, allegedly, because, we still have a monarchy on top of...
We got the Governor General, boss. We got the Governor General. And all our awards is Governor General awards. You can see it. Recipients.
We have us all mixed up. Just they count. We have
in the host.
Payments now.
In the courts, we still wear what you call the veil. We still wear the white hair. So we could say we is an independent country, but in our court system, we still wear the veil, the white hair thing.
But this is the problem. The authorities knows that we are not independent.
We're not no independent country, man.
But they teach the peasants, the paupers, the regular people to believe through ignorance that they are.
We're the only country, one of the only country still in this Western Hemisphere that still wears the veil. In America, they don't wear that.
No, nobody's wear it because if you ain't no Scrooge, the Bahamas is one of the only black nation would still worship white people.
Yeah, of course we do. It's in our courts. When you go by the Supreme Court, you don't see the people. I'm still wearing the veil on there. That's what they call it, right?
Yes.
With the white hair thing, I'm like that.
Yes. And that was and the reason why they put that on, right? Because if the fellas them back in the day, a lot of them had something called they had when sexual disease.
Yeah.
To drop off.
Yes.
Right, and that's why they had to wear that. And these people, these black Negroes, still walk around with that, and because they feel that most people don't understand the way it came from.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and it makes them look like they are
powerful,
sitting on the side of the slave master, per se.
Yes.
Right, they continue wearing it, but
that's the system.
If you know where that came from, OG,
yes, I know where it came from.
Why would you, as a black man, or woman, would still be interested in even wearing such a disgraceful item? Right? Why would you do that? Do you know why? Because they are worshippers of the slave master.
Yes, they inherit it. Not only they inherit it. Yes. Right. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Yeah, man. Thank you very much for calling. He had a mouthful, and he both callers called back, and they gave their opinion. But people, bear in mind, hundreds of thousands of kids go missing in America, and they are not found. They're finding children in the back of bodies of vans, crossing the border, They're sex slave. Man, it's crazy in these countries. So we got to be very grateful in the country and really protect the Bahamas, because like some other places in the world, like I say, there are hundreds of thousands of kids missing in these countries with 52 states, never to be found again. And some of them are being used in different countries for sex slave, the rituals, when people talk about Peter Night God, I remember the guys around by us, one family. I can remember all my friends who passed away. They would normally say they're going to Peter Night God, and they say, "You won't. If I won't go," I said, "No, boy, not me." When I listen, and when they go there, how they had to dress and what they had to do just to get a little $150 to $200. What was going on with the jungle dancer girls? How they were being drugged? How they were told to walk around in a Pacific manner? You had to be a Pacific weight. This was real Epstein Island, Peter Night God. You understand? And this was going on in our country. And like I say, complaints were filed. And this is on record. So, yeah. So, they gave their opinion about the hospital and some good, valid points, what I must agree. But we do need a hospital. I don't know if they're going to reconsider, but I know we need a hospital. I know we need new hospitals in the country to deal with our issues in the country. We can take this next call. Go ahead, caller. You're on Inside the Inner City on Garden Radio.
Good night, Stuart.
Good night to you.
Yeah, listening to you, you talking, right? But when you said that the Prime Minister can't walk that deal back, we don't know how far this deal is going. And you haven't seen the size of that embassy on Sheridan Street.
Yes, I saw it.
You think that's just there for show?
That's America. The embassy is America. Once you step on that is America. That's not the Bahamas. That embassy is America.
And that's power. That's power.
Mm-hmm.
They have a bigger presence in this country than our own government.
Well,
that's thinking. But let me show you something. We need a general hospital who specialize in those prenatal care and all of those for pregnant women, etc., etc. We don't need a specialty hospital. What about the general? What about the general public? You're a male, They've been in this hospital for women and children, Scrooge.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, everything. Like I was saying, Scrooge, basically, this deal isn't beneficial to the Bahamas at all. When you're talking 50-50 labor components, they're going to have more people than us in any event. And when you're talking about buying all the materials from China, all of this, what benefits in this deal for the Bahamas?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
We need to slow, and the question we need to ask ourselves, what's the rush? They're moving full steam ahead, and I don't know about you, but I don't want the Bahamas to get caught up in going against Donald Trump, because we ain't going to win that. We are not going to win that, and we don't have no military. And if in the event that someone attacks us, who comes to our rescue? Who comes to our aid right away?
America and Britain.
So we don't even have a military. Get hit and be having a war going on and the U.S. That can't really work, man. And I wouldn't suggest that we need to slow down and ask the U.S. to present a proposal to us in terms of what they intend to do with this hospital. But I wouldn't suggest that we go ahead and mess with that right now, because Donald Trump don't take laughs. You know that. He don't take laughs. So we better be very careful. Okay?
Yes, sir. Okay. People are giving their opinion. Everyone see that Donald Trump is a mad man. They see them blow a couple boats on Venezuela. Bear in mind, what Donald Trump did when he blew those boats on the water, whether those guys were innocent or not, or even if they were drug runners. I might not approve of some of the methods, honestly. But when I listen, he was doing preventative measures to make sure people leaving Venezuela are trying to illegally entered the United States with drugs. He broke international law, and he gave the authorization to take those boats out. So what he is saying to that particular country and its government and its citizen that if you try to enter the United States water with any type of drugs, whether you're fishing and all, he don't care and he'll blow you with the water. And that's what he did, you know. Donald Trump is the master of loopholes, okay? He looks for loophole in governance. And he would strategize on those loopholes as president. And that's what he is. He is the loophole master. If you look at his technique, he finds the loopholes and he attacks the loopholes. That's why he left. That's why he took America from all of the UN functions, took him off the World Health Organization. He pulled away from the international community. He's saying that America can do this by themselves, you know, and that means he has full authorization to do what he wants, but not in all cases now. He is not so big and bad all over the world. There are countries who are very together. Don't y'all follow the nose? You got Russia, you got China, you got Iran. Don't mind those stuff. Them dropping them bombs on Iran, that is not an all-out war. Okay, they're just dropping bombs and getting out of there. Happen in Venezuela, a quick strike and get out of there. You understand? Because it don't work like that. All right? America is a ninja. They might be one of the most powerful nations in the world. But there are nations out there who are working against them, and that's why America come here and they don't want China here. Because right now, as we speak, you know who's the superpower in the world today? China is the superpower in the world today. Not America. America has lost a lot of momentum. Donald Trump is trying to regain the greatness of America, of being an intimidator, a Gestapo type, Hitler type regime. Okay? And a lot of people are not falling for that. Okay? You know, and even our prime minister, he listened and heard what the ambassador said, and he responded. He responded because he know that, yes, America is like that, but we have a jurisdiction and we have the right to make our own decision here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Regardless if Donald Trump is a madman or not, we still have the right under international law, even though he'd break those laws, but there's some things he would not break because we're so close to them. Right? We can make our own decision. I agree with the caller said, but I'm just saying, as a sovereign country, I don't care how powerful you are, we have laws that protect us. Even though Donald Trump has break the laws, he will not do certain things because the man is stupid, you know. The man is a strategist. You understand? But we as the Bahamas, we have the right to decide to work with any country we want to work with as long as the country is not a terrorist country and endanger the lives of the Bahamas and endanger the lives of the neighboring country close to America. We're going to take this next call. Go ahead, caller. You're on Inside in the City.
Hey, Scrooge.
Hey, good night, good night.
Yeah, man, everything cool.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, man, I agree with everything what you're saying and just piggybacking on what Cleaver was saying just now, though, but you look at you dotting the lines. You keep asking why we just getting an ambassador after 11 years. Mm-hmm. You look at you connecting the dots. But because even if you go way back to the confirmation, even what you were saying with the American, you want to increase American investment in the Bahamas, I could remember this clearly on the confirmation. He said that the Bahamas government is involved with a lot of investment with the Chinese government, and to him, that's a national security risk. Mm-hmm. Now, Candia Dames and everything to go do the investigation reporting. That's what he said. I did that on tape. So, like you said, something must be dead in the makings from then. Mm-hmm. And things, so, and then now, like I agree with Cleo, but ain't nothing that could peel back, but anything could peel back because if it's a national security risk to them, you see how they try to get on with Greenland, they go and try to bully up Greenland and everything, try Greenland,
they respond. They respond, and he had to take back his talk.
They stand up to them, and then reject the $700 billion and everything. Tell him, get out of their country and everything, but then, he's still a little big, he's still a little crazy, You never know how you make up a thing, because, they, like he say, the police force is there is army. See, the army so weak,
Yes.
but as powerful as the United States police force.
Yes, but it's international laws to protect them. And they are friends.
Right.
That's what to protect Greenland. That's why you want people to understand. There's international laws and they have agreements. And even though the United States has the power to do it, there's still international laws.
Yeah, well, they bullies and they say there's the world police
The
and
world
everything
police.
like that, but I agree with Cleve, boy. You can't get enough hell about outside.
Everyone's scared of Donald Trump?
Hey, Cleve, hey, Scooby, let me tell you something. Let me tell you this joke.
Hey.
I see one map with Greenland, Canada, the whole United States, and the whole Bahamas, and the Yankee do the color red, white, and blue. Donald Trump said before he go in office, all of that right there could be the United States of America. So we got to throw on that fella good flag, boy. Or maybe look, we might be icing the Yankee do the flag. Yeah, man, go see.
Thank all the callers, man. It's be a good laugh, Yeah, But like I say, the callers, they giving their opinion, and they give good reason, and I respect that. Like I say, everyone has their opinion. That's what the show all about, But like I say, you have sovereignty in your own country, and international laws protect you from certain things. In the case of Venezuela, people don't really understand, Trump. He won something from Venezuela. And if you watch closely with Venezuela, people ain't followed it up. If you watch the strategy, there are different type of wars, okay? It ain't just about shooting guns and dropping bombs. There are financial wars. There's wars where they put tariffs on you, all this tariff, all this stuff threatening you and how increasing prices and et cetera. These are things that America is using. China, on the other hand, they told us that y'all buying those Jordans. Do y'all know that those Jordans y'all buy in the United States of America, they are made here in China? So China say, come to us directly. So there's ways around certain sanctions, which is war. Anytime you have tariffs and putting pressure on visa, restrictions, all these are signs that of indication that they're using this as a mechanism to kindly threaten you, and not as an ambassador there. This was an ambassador, therefore, to show you that they have their eyes on the Bahamas. And that's why Herschel Walker's here. That's why we didn't have an ambassador for 11 or 15 years, and that's why he's here. He wants to bring the dominance here. He wants to run China out of the Bahamas. He wants Bahamas just be for America, like how it was back in the day. China's influence has grown around the world, hitting in the Western Hemisphere. There are Chinese stores all about national providence, and this is the reason why Ambassador Herschel Walker's here, okay? So even though we're a sovereign country, and the callers them made some great statements, and their reason why we should not. And like I say, all I'm for is I know that we need morgues, our loved ones in there. I know that we need hospitals, whether it's a male hospital, a hospital for males, female. We need a hospital for ladies who are pregnant. We need an eye hospital. We need a toe hospital. We need all these hospitals and stuff like that. And if we are smart and we get the right set of sponsors, and we have this as a 20-year plan or a 30-year plan, starting from now with the preparation to increase the public health care, healthcare performance in the country by creating apparatus like off stations, like clinics and different just say Princess Market has the eye clinic, the eye section, the air section, the maternity ward section, the oxygen emergency section, all of these sections, male medical 1, male medical 2, these stuff like that. They're too congested at that particular hospital right there. And if we could find a way on how we can create a system where we could create these off hospitals and clinics, we'd be in a good position. But I agree with some of the callers. Yeah. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, so it's all type of wars. So don't think of just bombs and planes. No, There's financial war. There's all kind of different wars. So we have a next caller. Okay, caller. You're on Guardian Radio. Go ahead and express yourself.
Give thanks, Susie.
Yeah, 52.
You got proxy war. You must kill me though. There's a terminology. I think it's called puppet governments, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, whether the corporation runs the government, or as in China, the government runs the corporation, right? Corporatism, whatever typeism, right? But to be honest with you, Scrooge, there's a geopolitical bad man, right? And there's some geopolitical folly going on. But I mean, one would be naive. You see, the thing is, people is getting into geopolitics, and they haven't been down the labyrinth or have been following it for decades, right? So whilst America was doing what it was doing, China was really moving strategically to the east and Africa, establishing
dominance,
pipelines and stuff.
Yes.
I read the Philadelphia Trumpet about 2 decades ago. I could pull it up. I still have a copy of it somewhere, right? But they was establishing pipelines in Sudan and different places, and and all throughout Africa. And so they were making friends, because of the resources. And I was saying for decades, over a decade now on the radio, that it was really about the resources. Most people really didn't understand what I was saying. You would have also heard me talk about NSM, National Secret Study Memorandum 200 and 220. If you read it on air, it will actually show you. You see, Muff maybe laugh, and he's talking about this interest in China, etc., as being a national security threat. In the NSSM, it actually 200 and 220. It actually shows you third world population growth as a threat to America's national security. This has nothing to do with me. This is declassified information, but I just, some people, we don't like to listen to one another, so we know it all, and we surprised at these particular geopolitical moves, right? But, I mean, for me, it's not surprising because we would be naive to believe that China have us best at their hearts also. So we're torn between two lovers, and I don't know who feeling like a fool.
Two superpowers.
But I know who will, right?
Yes, sir.
You see what I say? Yeah, so the madman, right?
Donald
right?
Trump.
The madman, right? The bad man, right? I know he ain't playing, so... so also, right, Scoochie?
Where what part of Donald Trump, eh?
Hey, don't cut me, right? I was trying to get all the educated people to read the Iron Mountain Report.
Yeah.
But because they went up north and their minds get caught, they feel they know it all. But, I was really, really trying to get people to open up their eyes to geopolitics. It's called the Iron Mountain Report from Iron Mountain. All of this is entailed in the Iron Mountain Report. I may have sent it to Seattle and a lot of other people have. But what it is Muff really highlighted it. You see, you see the PLB in the FNM. You got some alternative lifestyle people talking in the war room. What war room? You ain't warring against your own people now? Maybe, like Rasta say one time, maybe Ping was saying, when we say if we don't want our country, we don't fight, but that mean we have to fight the politician, because they keep talking about war. What war room? War room, my man. You warn against the people. Now you. What I'm saying is in the Iron Mountain Report, I keep saying this over and over. People don't like to read it. You can have to read it. You can listen to it. It specifically states that if see sovereignty, that's just a constitution. I keep saying it doesn't exist if you don't have the military might to defend it. So you could run around talk about sovereignty. You could talk about international law. That gone under the floor with this madman. Now let me show you something. Let me show you all something. America has violated international law along with a whole host of other countries. That's why I tell people to go on Google and just Google incidents.
Yes.
In which America and Europe and other countries violated their own international law.
Yes.
They have international law of the sea. So because I'm well read, my mind is untrained. And then I don't know what's in my brain until I hear things and I juxtapose what I've read over the decades because I've been following these things. Anyone who hear me talk about the Philadelphia Trumpet, then they would juxtapose that with W. Armstrong progeny, in which they juxtapose geopolitics with the Bible. And then move chronologically up to this time from that time. So you will always stay focused on what the global agenda is. I was always talking about everybody, they're so educated, they really don't understand what's going on. Even as we move towards the cashless model, we saw they freezing the accounts for any amounts in Canada the other day with the blue-eyed bullfrog, Justin Trudeau, right? And they didn't see the power that, and all of a sudden they just remember to come on the radio talk about the detriment, the repercussions or the disadvantages or the frightening nightmare of just a cashless model. You don't have no idea what could be done. And so it's no different. Everybody's embracing technology as if it's going to save humanity, and the world is this and the world is that. But you see what it boils down to right now, right? And what I'm saying is the world is at a. I asked a brother. That's why I was telling you. I asked someone the other day to play the song "The World Is in Trouble," and they didn't play the song, but I mean, these are the songs we need to hear. And so I don't know. The guy they call Moody Boy, he has a song. Just when we say America's my friend, and take back my visa again. So I know so much music. I laugh at some of the music these people play.
Okay, I guess he left. I guess he ran out of minutes. Yeah, the conversation was real good. We talk about the hospital, and a lot of Bahamians give their side. Everyone is scared of the madman. Y'all scared to get bombing? Huh? Y'all scared to get bombing? Y'all like Donald Trump style. The books tell us, about a rich man, man being rich from, he was a baby born into richness, and, when you're rich and you're powerful, you never like the lowest, and, his attitude, we listen to him with the reporters and et cetera, and he is a very insulting president. He's one of the most insulting presidents, in fact, I've seen. Besides, when I watched the movie of the old Caesars, how disrespectful they was towards their own citizens, and especially the people who they enslaved. And Mr. Trump, he's a Gestapo type, and he has America running like a Gestapo type state. He has his federal government, means the federal police overriding the jurisdiction of the local sheriff. The local sheriff don't have no jurisdiction over the federal agents. The federal agents are kind of like the Gestapo's back in neo-Nazi, where they have authority over the whole entire country. And that's what we're seeing, and like I say, everyone wants to be on the good side of Donald Trump, I guess. But, have no fear, we don't have no Navy, we don't have no Army, you know what I mean? But we have our sovereignty, and if we continue to make the Bahamas a better place, you don't need no weapons, you know what I mean? If we do the right thing, the best protection can come from the Father, and He would provide all the weapons that you need. But we have to be a country that is of God and of His principle. And that's why we're in so much turmoil in this country, When we back and forth, whether we need a hospital or not, we can't agree on basically nothing in the country. We are moving with slow progress in the country. We're moving like a snail, It's just crazy, So much to talk about. Some days you don't know where to start. Every day you look in the newspaper, there's some allegations of either a candidate, police officer, or somebody in high authority. Every time you look in the newspaper, some things don't necessarily be true. But when we see some of the candidates, being smeared from the Epstein file and et cetera, name just be mentioned, it gives one the thought, whether you're innocent or not. It puts the thought in your mind. I don't know if it's going to have an effect on how people look at you or want to vote. And the Fort Charlotte area, I guess, most people, have already decided, that the Bahamas, has been corrupt for a long time. I was talking to my auntie, Yvonne. She don't come out, I have an auntie, Yvonne, and she don't come out. She don't mix. She just stays inside. I say, people, I have an auntie, don't come outside, don't mix. No boyfriend. She just keep to herself. She don't keep no friend. The only friend she have is her family member. And she's been inside. She predict the election for the last couple of years, and she basically vote against corruption or what's wrong in the government. And we were talking about 3 days ago because we just put down some land in the back of the yard just to get outside. I would go there just to do some work to get her to come outside so that she, could associate, one or two of the persons I bring in the yard. That's the only time she has talked. And she say she asked me, say, who I'm going to vote for? I say, Auntie, I really don't know. She said she don't know either, with all the stuff going on. And then I asked her, she spoke on the corruption part. And she know what she said? She said, it's been going on a long time, with corruption. She said, you see the guy, what he named, who accused ASP Johnson from the Criminal Investigation Department, who was head of the Criminal Investigation Department, accused of taking bribery from a known, alleged, now deceased drug dealer, gang leader. She said to me, if you look way back, you would see Assistant Commissioner of Police was questioned for corruption with the same charge, years gone way back. And I go on my phone, and then these phone, I don't know what's going on with these phones. These phones seems like to be reading your mind. And when you're thinking, like, whatever you're thinking, it comes up. And then when they look on the phone, it shows way back how Assistant Commissioner of Police was charged with bribery in connection with blah, 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 blah. And she said that both governments are being corrupt for the last 50-something years. So she said that she don't know what to do or who to vote for because she don't see how it's going to change what is going to happen in the country when we have been seeing corruption from the very top for the last 52 years. So she said this has been going on a long time. And it has. When I look at the date, it has. We had commission inquiry and all these stuff. How have we put measures in place? Even from us on the streets, we corrupted because we took a lifestyle of taking innocent lives and taking lives like lives is something not important. And we destroyed. Look how we destroyed Nassau. You can't go around hang with ain't no place to hang. Everywhere you go on, people are afraid to come out or they don't want to hang up there because someone will get killed there or someone fighting there and etc. All the entertainment has gotten killed in Nassau. Nassau's so boring now, who do that? Us cause of corruption, fighting one another down, killing one another. You playing dominoes, you get killed playing dominoes. Huh? You go by the local nightclub to go drink and beer, you get killed to the nightclub because someone come in the bar and buy a beer who was one of the guys, and guys come there looking for him and they look off 2 AK and you just want to have some fun because you bought all week. Just gone and drink a beer or two and collaborate with the NBA game or football game, you get killed. So a lot of people stop going out. We kill Nassau. We kill Nassau. Can't have no tournament on the parks no more. You can't have no parties in the yard because you have the parties in the yard. The younger generation coming in. Instead of they come to have fun, they come there shooting all kind of guns. All kind of pretty woman there. Instead of they come looking for pretty woman, look like they come there looking for man. They worming. Oh, this nigga ain't looking at them. Now, when you kill your sport, you have no place to go. You're bored in the community with nothing to do. And we kill Nassau. Us kill Nassau. So badness of the style. I'm going to end on this. I saw the commissioner, Shanta Knowles, giving the crime statistics. And I was to the Ministry of National Security today, along with Dr. David Allen, Kiva Battle, and ASP Anton Raman, who does an extremely good job on how he give the crime statistics or any crime or murders happen in the country. He would go there and he would give us a report on the matter. And he was speaking on the accomplishment of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Because I'm a member of the advisory board at the Ministry of National Security, which I've served on. This is my 4th time serving on the board in the last, 20 years. Both FNM and PLP have served on the board to give my advice to persons like Dr. David Allen on the crime situation in the country, how we can curb it, what is the problem, and then they strategize, they write it down, and they present it to the government. And some of the bills that you see pass in Parliament sometimes pass through us as a private entity, a part of the Ministry of National Security. And we were talking, and Mr. Rahman was talking about the decrease in the strategy that the police were using to deal with some of the issues of stolen cars, of persons who were using the equipment to go on trick the key. Like if you have a key to your car, there are certain people who have a machine that can go and get close to your key. And if you're inside the house, or they could get close to you, they could pick up the signal and go and trick your key and pull off in your car. And he was talking about all this stuff, and he was talking one of the reasons why crime is done. And he did a very, very good job explaining it to Dr. David Allen and to Kiva Bell and all of us who was present. And let me just say this. Let me just read. A.C. Antoine Raman, he began his presentation by informing the crime statistics for 2020-24. A number strategies were introduced to reduce crime and the fear of crime. And the use of firearm is one of the main drivers of crime. Crime is not stagnant. It's always moving. There has been a 15% decrease in major crimes in 2024. There were 2,825 cases. And in 2025, there were 2,409 cases. A particular note is that the decline in murder rate is the highest decline documented since 1968. 83% of the murders victims were between the ages of 18 and 45. ASP Raming stressed that the home environment is an issue, as this is where violence is first seen. We were also informed that armed robberies are at the lowest they have ever been since the documentation of armed robberies in the country from 1993. Okay, in 2024, there were 120 murders. Armed robberies, there were 265. Shootings, there were 50. Stolen vehicles were 392. 31%. That's a 31% for the murder. Armed robbery is a 39 decrease. Shooting, 72% decrease. Stolen vehicles, 2% decrease. Change in 2025, the murder count is 2025, yeah. Okay. Yeah. He also said the date of January 1st, crime statistics concerning a major crime. He stated the visibility of officers on the streets helped with the decline in the incidents of stolen vehicles, car thefts, specialized electronic devices to target vehicles with keyless entry. Yeah, and he talked about safety precautions. He was telling people if they pay more attention to what the police have to say, he's saying that if you know people are using electronic devices, he is saying that you should buy, what the stick name that you put on the steering wheel. He said because if you have the electronic monitoring machine that can trick your key, he said the best thing to do is buy the steering wheel lock and put on your steering wheel. He said for those who have automatic entry in their car, they have a lot of reported incidents where cars are being stolen like that. He said buy a lock to put on the steering wheel. He's also telling people, park your car in a lighted area, not where there are trees and abandoned places where it could put you in danger. He was talking about all this stuff, and he made some good valid points on some of the strategy that they were using on the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and it was quite amazed, so I must give my credit to the Royal Bahamas Police Force, because at the end of the day, they are doing their thing to reduce crime in the country, and sometimes we don't see that. When Assistant Commissioner of Police Anton Raming was talking about it, I was really amazed to see that they are making some good strides with their technology, and he was really, really, he's a really, really good cop, We have our problems with corruption in our law enforcement, but like I said, I talk about the bad apple, and there are some good apples on the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And like I said, they're not all bad. They're good officers, but just through senior officers and certain other officers are being charged with so many different offenses, it's hard not for us as citizens to really pass our judgment on the rest of the Royal Bahamas Police Force or anyone in law enforcement when it comes to the defense force, because we're seeing it. You know, we're not perfect as human beings, and we make the wrong choices. So I guess that we have to learn from these mistakes, correct them as best as possible, educate our younger officers, educate our younger defense force officers on the value to uphold, on the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Because Mr. Anton Rahman is really, listen to him talk. He's really articulate. You know, he goes in detail. He says that when he sends his officers, you know, he talk about a lot of why crime decreased. You know, and one thing I pointed out, he talked about how many guns were taken off the streets so far this year. And when you look at it, I can understand why he say there's a decrease in crime, because every gun that is taken off the road, is a life save. So we had like 300 guns last year removed from the streets, and this year we have a few guns moved off the streets this year already. They are life save. He even said that if there's one bullet taken off the street, that is a life save. And he's correct. So even when our commissioner was talking about about crime done, murders done, and I as a critic, I was saying that, it's done because we had major officers in the Royal Bahamas Police Force and Royal Bahamas Defense Force who were once supplying certain individuals. We don't have this information, but this is what you do. This is what happens when you're involved in illegal drugs or illegal activities. It's a trickle-down effect, and that trickle-down effect goes from one person on to the next person on to the next person on to the next person on, because the money have to be made in the inner-city community. And the inner-city community, even though it's the poorest, is actually the richest, because combined together, that's why the Chinese are there. They understand that this person is going to spend $1, one person is going to spend $5, some people is going to spend 10, some is going to spend 15. So there's going to be a variety of customers that come to this one particular spot that sells rum, that sells food, that sells clothes, and groceries. So they make it one-stop shop. So the whole entire community that lives in the Bain and Grandstand area, they go there. And that's how you make that volume of cash flow, whereas you spending 50 cents or $1. And that's how the Chinese are able to accumulate so much money. And that was the design. The Chinese had that plan for 100 years to send their citizens, just like how the British did it a long time ago, with Christopher Columbus sending them off into the New World and claim this land so that their subjects can come over here and have a new life from England and France and etc. No different than what China did. China was doing this undercover. I think I heard 52 talk about this. They were strategizing. That's why in every country you would see, in every Jamaica, the Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago, you'd always see Chinese. And that's the way how they did their war. This is financial war. This is a strategy war. This is one of the reasons Donald Trump don't want to come in America unless you go through the procedure, because he don't want you to come set up in America, gain the American currency, right, and then ship it back to that country where the dollar value is 10 times or 20 times or 30 times less than the US dollar. That money is shipped back to that particular country. And those persons in that country become 10 times rich and very powerful, and they're the ones who would actually get strong. And then the same money they earn from America that they send back to those countries, Donald Trump said, you're not going to use our money to get strong and come back and you try to destroy America. So that's what he is doing, That's the same thing as foreign investors coming here, or like the Haitian nationals here, and they're taking money, making money out of the moms and sending it back home to Haiti where they could build their houses. And they are rightfully and truly deserve that. But that's how it goes. You go to a country where the money value is high, and you ship it back to your country where your dollar is less, and you have an opportunity to really have a good life, because the money value that you receive in the Bahamas and goes back to whether it's Jamaica, whether it's Haiti, whether it's Trinidad and Tobago, where the dollar value is equivalent to America, and your dollar value is lower. So the money value that comes from the Bahamas and hit your country will be similar, so you could be able to do a lot of stuff in your country. So that's what Donald Trump was really saying. And that's why he said what he said and doing what he's doing. Now, I might not approve, like I said, of some of the stuff he's doing, you know. But like he said, the caller say he's a madman. They say he's a madman, and you know, if he wanted to stay on his good side. But I don't think we should fear nobody. He's not going to drop a nuclear weapon on us. He's not going to drop a bomb on us. He rarely sends helicopters in the Bahamas. The last time helicopter was sent, I think, when someone get extradited from Fox Hill prison. I think it was 19 hours when he was taken out the Bahamas with a helicopter, and then there was one other incident. The prison was airlifted out the Bahamas with a helicopter. All right? So I don't think he's going to drop a bomb. I think he respects the Bahamas. I think that he wants us to remain with the number one friendship in the Caribbean with America, and I think that's what he wanted to establish. But other than that, I think that we as a sovereign country has the decision to make our own choices, regardless of who we're working with, and regardless of who we're working with, because I must tell you, China is the number one superpower. And let me tell you, and let me say this to anyone, go read the book. If you don't believe in the Bible, that's okay. But let me end on this. The Bible tell you, say, the eagle, which represent England and America, right? That's England, the eagle. They say the eagle will fall, means the eagle will not be the number one superpower, okay? They say that would go to the dragon. In the Bible, the dragon means China, the bear means Russia, and the eagle is America and England. And they say it will be wounded, eh? It would lose its supreme power, means its world dominance, but it will be wounded and very dangerous. So it will fall the third. And the third means this: China, number one. Number two, Russia. Russia always in number two. Russia never drop the three. Russia never goes to one. Russia plays the middle, the bell. And then we have America, okay, as the eagle. And that is prophesied. And that's exactly what has happened. America is wounded now, and they do anything right now to reclaim its glory, because they've been the bully for so long, and they interfered in so many different countries and destroyed so many different countries that countries have caught on to it, and now they're wounded. Now under this president, he means business. So I listen to the callers, Mr. Prime Minister. The callers stated, don't mess with the madman, because you could probably get airlift out the Bahamas, which I think is likely to happen. I'm Valentino Brown, host of the talk show Inside the Inner City that premieres every Friday at 6:30. I want to thank each and every one of the callers who gave their opinion here today. You guys did a wonderful job. And continue to call in, because Inside the Inner City is a show for you guys to express yourself, and your opinion matters. You understand? So enjoy yourself. Remember, the life you save is your own. So tonight, stay away from arguments. Okay? Walk away. All right? That's how to preserve your life. If there's an argument, walk away. It ain't hard to walk away, okay? Way how you reduce crime, and that's how the way you save your life. Walk away from any dispute. If you're in a place or environment that feels uncomfortable, you feel threatened, there's nothing like more important than just to walk away and just leave, okay? And then you live to see you next day. I'm your host, Valentino Brown, host of the talk show Inside the Inner City that premieres every Friday at 6:30 p.m. So I'll see you next week. Drive safe, and God spare your life, and hope to see you next week. See ya.